Hi, I'm Chris George. Today we're going to be looking at the new Marshall JVM series. The JVM is the new flagship range from Marshall, built right here in the UK. We're going to be looking at the 4-channel version, which consists of a 100-watt head and a 2x12 100-watt combo. It combines the latest technology with the classic Marshall sounds. When you first take a look at the front panel of the JVM, it may be a little bit confusing, but it's all very self-explanatory. There's 4 different channels on here, and each channel has its own EQ, nothing shared. There's 4 different reverb pots and also a master section too. If we start down here at the clean end, you have your clean, obviously with your gain, treble, middle and bass, and your volume for when it's on the orange and red settings. We'll talk a bit more about the modes in a minute. For the crunch, once again, you've got volume, bass, middle, treble and gain. The same thing happens again for OD1 and for OD2. Then you've got 4 different reverbs, so you can mix in a different amount of reverb for each channel that you want to have. And then your master section, you've got 2 masters, so you can preset one to be louder or quieter. If you want a solo boost, you set the master 2 to be louder. And then resonance and presence, just for that extra sort of bit of edge kind of thing. The interesting thing about the JVM is that there's 3 different modes on each channel. So if you've got 4 channels and 3 different modes on each, you've got 12 possible sounds inside this amp. So if we start with the clean channel, you've got different LEDs indicating which sound that you're on. The LEDs go from green to orange and then to red. So we're going to start on the clean channel on the green, which sounds just like your regular clean sound. Then if we go to the next one, which is the orange, it just takes it up to the next step, just sort of at breaking point, that good old like crunch kind of thing. And then up to the red as well, and it takes it up a notch again. So that's all just on one channel. And so there's the 3 other channels as well. So what we'll do is I'll just play a few chords as I'm running through each of the channels and each of the modes on those channels so you can hear what's going on. So now we'll switch over to the crunch channel and we'll go green, orange and red. Now onto the OD1 channel, doing the same thing, green, orange and red. And lastly, OD2, which sounds like this. We're going to talk about the memory feature now on the JVM. Each mode within each channel has its own memory, so it will recall whether you've put the reverb, the second master volume, or the effects loop on. So for example, if we go to the clean channel, put it on the orange mode, turn the reverb on, the second master, and the effects loop. Then we go to the crunch channel, leave it on the green, play on the crunch channel, then go back to where we were on the clean. It remembers which mode you're on and what you had on down here. Each JVM comes with its own programmable foot switch, so if we carry on from where we just were with the memory within the amp, if we wanted to store those settings to the foot switch, all we'd have to do is get them where we want them. We press the foot switch program, hold it down on whichever one of the 6 banks on the foot switch you want. The light will flash on the foot switch, and then that is stored. So wherever you go after that, whichever setting you go to, you come back to that one, and it will recall it from the foot switch. You can also assign any of the front panel switches to the foot switch. Let's say I wanted the reverb in number 2. I'd hold down the foot switch on number 2, holding the reverb, and that would be done. So now number 2 will bring the reverb on and off. You can also do it on the master section, the effects loop, and any of the modes, which makes it even more versatile. The foot switch is connected to the back of the amp by just a regular guitar lead. The good thing behind this is that you can make it any length you want. Guitar leads are available anywhere, and also if you have a problem, if your lead gets broken, then it's easy to replace. Also, along the bottom of the foot switch, all the boxes are left blank because it's down to you as you want to mark it up and how you want to program your own foot switch. Everybody's different. And the lights along the top correspond to the front panel of the amp as to which mode or channel you're on.